And today I'm going to I'm going to tell you that how we can implement that collection interfaces in our Selenium part. Okay, generally in which scenarios, in which cases we need to depends upon the collections topic. I'm going to tell you that because implementation part is very, very important, right? So you have to revise whatever concepts I have explained in yesterday. What about list interface? What about set interface? Okay, every interface is having some sort of classes inside of it. When I'm talking about list interface, we have a array list class, linked list class, okay, like that we have. And similarly we have a set interface discussion. We have a hash set, linked hash set, sorted set, tree set, like that we discussed about it. Okay, I'm going to I'm asking everyone, you have to go through that so that the concept will be more easy to understand. Okay, today I'm going to start with that implementation part, how we can use in the Selenium part. First, let me take one scenario. Hmm. Accordingly, I'm going to explain so that implementation part, it will be very effective for you. Okay, let me take about this banking application. From the day beginning onwards, we are taking the same application to understand some kind of scenarios in Selenium part. Okay, now if you observe here, generally when you are working on any web applications, sometimes due to some activity in your application, some pop-up will become, some pop-ups will be come. First of all, you should understand the difference between alert and pop-up. What is meant by an alert? What is meant by a pop-up? So there is a difference is there. So accordingly, first we have to check whether it is a alert or pop-up. Then only we need to handle it accordingly. First, let me show you that how the alert will looks like, because already we have done that. And now I'm going to explain pop-up. So generally, before that, I'm going to show you that. You see, I'm making some activity in this application by clicking on some links and everything. Suppose when I click on this particular link, new user, register here or activate, I'm getting some alert. I'm getting some alert. This is called a JavaScript alert. So here there are two options for you. Either you can accept it or you can dismiss it, or that means cancel it. Okay, how do you handle this? Using the JavaScript alerts concept, we have a switch to dot alert dot accept method is there, and also dismiss method is there. Hmm. So this is a confirmation alert. Why? Because we have a two options. We can confirm as per our need. You just revise those topics, alerts concept, so that you will get this idea and everything. Today, I'm not going to discuss with you alerts. I'm going to discuss with the pop-up. Now you see that when I'm clicking on this another link, forgot username or login password link, I'm getting one more window here, one more window. Now you see that how can I say it's a window? Because the window has a minimal and maximize and close symbols. Okay, even if you take about this window also, this is also having the same thing, right? So we can call this as a window. Now when I click on this particular link from this application SBI, I'm getting one more window here. This is called as a pop-up window or child window. Pop-up window or child window. Before before clicking that, before clicking that link, whatever the window we are having currently, that is called as a parent window. See, okay, currently this is my window. Before clicking here, I'm available in this particular area. So this is called as a main window or parent window. When I'm performing some activity in the main window or parent window, then the pop-up or child window is getting loaded. Now my requirement, my scenario is, once you clicked on this particular link, forgot username, until this part everybody can handle because you know how to handle it. Now my requirement is you have to click on this particular link, then this pop-up will be open. What I'm asking, you have to jump into this pop-up or child window, then perform some activity inside the pop-up window. What is that activity I need to perform here? In this particular pop-up window, you can able to see that there is some drop down is there. There is some drop down. What is this drop down indicates? Trouble logging in. So they are providing some drop down. which is having some drop down list and everything, my requirement here, I need to click on forgot username. From this drop down, I need to click on this forget username, and then I need to click on next button. After that, so this is the fields you will be loaded with these kinds of fields. Now you have to provide this SIF number, select country, and provide the mobile number, and also you need to enter the captcha also. You need to enter this captcha, and finally you need to click on the submit button. So once you click on submit button, the activity will be performed. Once this activity got completed, I need to close this browser window. I need to close this browser window, and immediately I have to come back to the parent window. So this is the activity which I want to perform. To implement this scenario, definitely the collection support is required. So how the collection part is required and how it will be useful to you, I'm going to tell you in this particular implementation. Okay, I hope everybody was clear with this scenario. Now the concept, I'm going to tell you that. You see that. What is the purpose of collection? It's a group of different objects or different elements and everything. Got it? Now generally when you want to identify, one particular element in anything, you are just right clicking on it. Okay, you are just right clicking on that element, you are going to identify that element locators, and you are going to write driver dot find element by dot id or something. Okay, so here in this particular pop-up handling concept, you are going to see one more method, that is nothing but find elements. Find elements. Definitely it is very important question. What is the difference between find element and find elements? Guys, you can easily answer for that. Find element is for, this is a method which will be useful to represent one single kind of element in indication. If it is a more than one, then definitely we have to use about find elements method. As of now, whatever scenarios I have covered in Selenium, they are always implemented with the driver dot find element only, because I did not get a chance to implement with the find elements method. So now I got a chance to implement find elements. Now I got a chance to implement find elements, so that I'm going to explain that part also here. Clear? So the scenario, the concept, if everything is clear, you can easily implement the programming part and everything. Okay, first let me go to my share my Word document. You can see that. So I prepared some simple notes to understanding purpose. What things we required in this particular concept, I'm going to tell you. How they will ask you the question. Okay, do you have any knowledge on pop-up handling? Yes. Then how do you handle the pop-up or child windows in your web pages? The answer is using get window handles method. You have to say the answer is using get window handles method. We can handle the pop-up windows or child windows. So like this, you have to answer when anybody asks you this kind of question. Now I'm going to tell you that. What is this get window handle method? What is this get window handles method? Looks like both are same, but there is a single and this is a multiple, plural. Get window handle and get window handles. We'll tell you that. To handle the main window or parent window, we require the method called as get window handle. If you want to handle multiple windows in your web pages, we need get window handles method. Get window handles method will give you more clarity about, guys. You see that when I am using get window handles method, what will be happen? The parent window information also will be collected. Child windows information also will be collected with the support of get window handles method. Generally, get window handle method purpose is to handle only the main window. To handle the only main window, no child windows won't be handled using get window handle method. Understand? You try to very clear. To handle the main window, get window handle method is will be required. Now, now if it is a multiple windows which includes main window also, child windows also, then we require about get window handles method. So that's what I clearly specified here. Now, if you want to be handle single window, main window, then the return type is string is enough. The return type is string is enough. But if you want to handle multiple windows, then we require about a string return type with the set interfaces or list interfaces. Understand? Here the collections implementation is required. Why? Because we are handling multiple window entities. So we'll tell you that how it is going to be implemented and everything. Every window, whether it is a parent window or child window or anything, every window is having some window identity that's simply called as window ID. And every window is having some window ID. That window ID, how can we know that? There is a special method is there. We are going to use that method. So using that, we can return that window ID. We'll show you that how to return it. Understand? Now, you see, yesterday I covered about this list and set. It is an interface which eliminates duplicate content. List which does not eliminates the duplicated content. So instead of using list interface, recommended interface is a set interface. Recommended interface is a set interface. Why? Because it won't allow you duplicated a content. So that exactly and perfectly we can continue our scenarios part. Got it? So this is the concept wise we required. To handle the pop-up, we require about get window handle methods. So get window handle is to handle the main window. Get window handles is a method which includes both parent windows and also child windows. All windows information will be collected using this get window handles method. So we are collecting multiple windows information, so that we require about collection implementation here. Okay, na? Let's see. Now I asked one point here. When I click on this particular thing link, you need to jump into this pop-up window. So how do you jump? How do you jump into that? See, that is nothing but switching. That is nothing but switching. So to switch into that pop-up, we have a method like driver dot switch to dot window. That window name we need to provide here. Understood? So we have to provide that window name so that it will be jump into that particular pop-up window. Got it? So how do you jump into the alert? Driver dot switch to dot alert method we are using. But here we are using driver dot switch to dot window method, but window name we need to provide as an argument. We'll tell you how to do that. Okay, so you have to remember it. Now, how implementation logic code I'm going to directly explain to you so that you can easily handle. See, with this logic code, I'm going to explain this particular example so that it is very easy to understand. Now you see that, guys, you know how to launch the code, you know how to launch the browser, supplying the URL part, maximizing the browser, okay, and navigating to this particular pages. Initially we are at this particular URL onlinesbi.com. You need to identify this login button and write the code for it. You need to identify this continue to login button. You have to write the code for it, and then you need to click on forgot username or login password. You need to identify this link element locators. Until this part you can easily write. Yes or not? That is one way. Or else directly take this URL, direct URL, and accordingly you have to write it. Any procedure as per application flow you have to write it. Okay, na? Because total automation script which will be running based upon the application flow only. We cannot modify the flow because the developer has implemented application flow and functionality as per end user requirements. So we never get a chance to modify. We have to prepare our test script as per that flow, but we have to make sure whether it is a correct flow or not, whether it is a client expected flow or not. We have to test it because it is our responsibility being a tester, so that we can everybody know that everybody can do that. Okay, now once you clicked on this link, before jumping into this particular pop-up window, we need to make some activities. That activity logic I'm going to explaining here. So window handlings first you have to do. See guys, first what is the logic I'm writing? You have to say what is my variable name here? Main window. Give a proper name for understanding purpose. Here I'm giving the window name as a main window. Main window is nothing but this is the main window. Before entering into the pop-up window, whatever the window we can able to see, that is called as a main window or parent window. So here I'm writing one variable main window and equals to driver dot get window handle method I'm using. Use control space, you will get this method. Get window handle. See guys, when you can use get window handle to handle the main window, and it collects main window ID information, that is nothing but identity information, and the return type is a string. So that what is the return type I have added here? String. Understand? With this line, what will be happen? I will tell you. When you write like this, your script will collect the main window identity information and it will store in the variable main window. Yes or not? Now I want to return that window identity information, so that I am writing one output statement here. Main window ID is, this is the variable I am writing here. So whatever content is stored here, that will be presented in this variable and that will be displayed. Correct? Yes. So this is the logic part to handle the main window or parent window. Now the next operation is we have to handle the child windows. We have to handle the child windows. So how to do that? We'll see that. You see guys, you know the syntax for set interfaces and everything. First we have to write the interface. Next we have to write the return type. Then we have to write the reference object. Reference object, right? And equals to what you are writing there? Equals to, you are writing a new set of things you are writing. But here what I am writing will tell you that, you see, set interface I am taking, string return type I am taking, s1 is my reference object, equals to what is the logic I am writing here? Driver dot get window handles. When you write driver dot get window handles, what will be happen? To handle all the windows, which includes parent also and child windows also. That window information, that window identity information will be stored in this particular s1 variable. Okay na? All parent window id will become child windows id. How many children windows are there? All ids will be collected and they will be stored in this s1 variable. If you want to store multiple kinds of information, what the thing we are using? Collection implementation we are using. If I want to eliminate duplicated content, I'm using set interface. If I'm using list interface, what will be happen? If there is any duplicated window IDs, they will also be collected. But if I am using set interface, what will be happen? It will filter out that unique or common or duplicated identities, that will be filtered out and they will be produce only unique data only. That is the reason I'm using set interface here. Got it? Yes. So with this particular logic, all your Windows information is collected. Now I want to return those window informations also, so that I'm writing one more SOP statement, that is nothing but output statement. And here I'm writing all window IDs are plus S1. S1 is nothing but your variable name, reference variable name, whatever you are writing. Now I said guys, all collection implementation maximum followed with iterable, iterator implementation. Okay, so that I'm taking iterator interface here. and I'm applying on iterator on string return types, and this is my reference variable equals to where I need to apply the iterator on the windows what I am collecting. So all your windows identities are available in this s1 reference variable, so that I'm writing s1 dot iterator method. So the iteration procedures will be applicable on the data which is available on that s1 variable. Clear? Almost all collection implementations must be followed with this iterator implementation. You remember that. Next, yes, windows are handled. Windows information also captured. That is also stored in that particular variable. And iterator logic also I have implemented. Now it is the time to reach and each and every window. Each and every window I have to check it. How I'm going to see? Let's see. Here I'm using while loop. Can I use for loop? Yes. Remember, guys, whenever you are working on collection implementation, it is better to implement for each loop. Well, I already explained about the different for loops we have. Simple for loop, nested for loop, and for each loop also I have explained. Hmm? Instead of using simple for loop, it is recommended to use for each loop in the collection implementation. You have to go and check about the for each loop syntax, how it looks like, and we can write for each loop logic also here. If not, we can directly write about while loop logic also. Understand? So here we are writing while loop, and this is the expression whatever I'm writing iterator one. That means I1 dot has next method. In the earlier I explained about this has next implementation. What is the purpose? Now once you enter into this particular looping statement, now you see that here I'm writing string child window. I'm taking one more variable, child window equals to I1 dot next method. See why? Because here all your children windows information already collected, and I have to reach or I have to travel each and every window. I have to travel each and every window. I have to cross check whether it is a parent window or child window. If it is a child window, I have to match with that parent window. Then only I can know that whether it is a parent window or child window. Like that, I need to cross check. So that I'm writing one implementation here, I1 dot next method. So with this line, what will be happen? It will look for is there any multiple pop-up windows or not. If there is any multiple pop-up windows or not, because in some web pages you maybe get multiple pop-ups. In some web pages you maybe get only single pop-up. If it is a single pop-up, no issue. If it is a multiple pop-ups, you have to handle it. You have to describe which pop-up, in which pop-up we need to jump. So that is also handling we have to take care about it. So that's the reason here I'm writing I1 dot next implementation, so that it will look for is there any multiple pop-ups or not. Okay, every time it is going to check that. Here I'm writing one conditional if main window this is not equivalent. Before that I'm writing what is the symbol. This is called as a not equal symbol, not operator. Here I'm writing if main window dot equals ignore case of child window. Here what is happening here, main window identity you collected, child window identity also you collected. Here I'm writing one conditional statement. If main window identity is not equal, ignore case of child window identity. And it should not be match. It should not be equal. When it is not equal, then I am writing one condition like driver dot switch to dot window into child window. Okay, you have to jump into child window and write the logic what you want to perform in that child window here, and then after performing your operation I need to close that child window. For that we have a method like close method we need to write driver dot close. I already explained about the difference between close method and quit method. Quit is a method which will close all browser windows. All windows will be closed. If I am using close method, what will be happen? The current browser window the current browser window or current child window, that will be closed. Currently we are at the pop-up window, so that the child window will be closed. Remember, once it is closed, that child window, again we have to instruct the script. You have to come back. You have to come back to the previous state. So what is the previous state? Again, you have to come to the parent window. Your operation is completed. Yes, you have to come back. So we have to instruct that via using the code. For that implementation, I'm writing that logic like driver dot switch to dot window main window. So this is the method. Okay, so this is also one way, and also we can write one more way also. Driver dot switch to dot default content method also we can write. When you write driver dot switch to dot default content, what will be happen? Where it is started, again it will come into that particular position. So that is the default content. Understood? So this is the logic, guys, to handle the pop-up. You apply this logic for almost any kind of pop-ups wherever in any kind of web applications. Understand? There is no difficulty here. You have to understand the logic, what is happening here. Accordingly, you have to understand. Okay, that's it. So this is the main logic implementation for the handling of the pop-up handlings. Now I have implemented, I already taken this example, implemented with the same way for this online SBI application. I prepared the code and everything as per the application flow and functionality. I have written this code. Understood? We'll see that. Don't bother about or don't worry about by seeing the code and everything. It is very easy. Already you have done that. So I've taken about normal Java class here. You can take JUnit or TestNG test cases. Accordingly, you can write the code. You see that WebDriver driver implementation and browser launch up I have declared here. URL I supplied here. And maximizing statement I have implemented. Understood? And I'm clicking on login button. Again, I'm clicking on continue to login button. And then I'm going to click on forget username or login password. Forget username or login password link. Okay. For that, I have written this XPath and everything. You remember this, guys. All these things are very, very important. So this is the XPath which I have written for this. Forgot username or login password. Right. Until this, I have written the code. Now, once you clicked on here, the pop-up is opening. So from this onwards, you have to write the pop-up related logic and everything. Now you see that I have written main window related code, get window handle. That main window I'm returning here. Next, all windows I am handling using this iterator statement, while loop concept and everything. Until this part, I have explained right or not? Yes. Now, this is the logic which you need to perform in the children window. What is the logic I need to perform here? Once I jump into this particular pop-up, I need to handle this first of all drop down, because in this drop down list, I need to select the forgot username. How do you handle the drop downs in Selenium? There is a declaration like new select. New select. You have to write new select driver dot find element by dot id or xpath. So okay, you need to identify this drop down element locator. So for that, how do you write new select driver dot find element by dot id or xpath, whatever it is, dot next select by visible text or select by content, select by index or select by value. There are different methods are there. Accordingly, we have to write. Okay, so that I have implemented here itself. You see, new select driver dot find element by dot xpath. So this is an xpath for the drop down. In that drop down, I need to click on forgot username, so that I'm writing select by visible text method. This is the text which I want to select. Okay, click actions won't be applicable, won't applied for the drop down, guys. Whenever you are writing new select, don't write click method, because that doesn't work out to you. Okay, now, but how the drop downs will select? Because of that select by visible text method, select by index, select by value. We have a different methods. Use that methods to select that particular data. Okay, with this line, what will be happen? Your drop down will be identified. In that drop down, forgot username will be selected. Okay, once it is selected, what is the next activity I have to do? I have to click on next button. So I have identified this next element locator, this one. Okay, na? Yes, once I clicked on that next button, we will be loaded with some more fields. What is that? That is called as a I hope this one. Let me forget username and login password. Forget username and click on next button. See, so there is a SIF number field is there. It is a text box. You know how to send the data into text boxes using send keys method. We can do that. Next country, it's a drop down. How do you handle that? Again, you have to write new select implementation and then select by visible text of India. Which country you want, you have to select that. Next, here there is a registered mobile number. Based on the country you selected, that mobile number pre-text and pre-code will be country code will be loaded by default here. For India, 91 is a common. If I'm selecting about some other country like Canada, okay, if this is available in Canada, it will display. If not, because it is a public sector bank, right, there is no guarantee or in all countries it is available. Let me select about Egypt. When I select Egypt, the country code will be changes. Okay, na? So you need not worry about that country code because it is a predefined. Based upon the country selection, it will be loaded. But the thing it is we need to provide the registered mobile number. Let's say I'm selecting about India. I'm selecting India. So it's a begin itself, it is available. Yes, when I select India, 91 code is presenting there. Now as per India country code, the maximum the mobile number length is 10 characters only, 10 digits only. Beyond that, no mobile number code. So maximum we need to provide until 10 digits of code only. So beyond that, it is not accepting. Beyond that, it is a maximum. Your mobile number length is 10 digits only. Yes, we are going to provide that 10 digits. Now the next thing, before clicking on submit button, we need to provide this captcha also. And because it is a mandatory field, you see that there is showing some star mark is there because it is a mandatory field. Now, how do you insert this captcha? Generally, we cannot handle them, but I given one particular technique. So you need to follow about the bypass the code. You have to hold the script for some particular time period forcefully, and to provide that captcha, what we need to do? Use some scanner class. Scanner class manually you are going to enter and but technically it is not applicable. But if you want, you can handle it with this procedure. So I'm using some scanner logic here, scanner logic implementation, and I have to enter that captcha manually from the console, and then the same captcha will be presented in this particular text box. Then I'm going to click on submit button. Understand? So that like that I have implemented the code and everything. You see how I have written that for that. You see, this is the SIF number and country code. So I selected about India. Then I'm providing the mobile number. Like this, I'm providing mobile number. And the next one, the immediately we need to provide the captcha. So for the captcha implementation, captcha will be dynamic. Every time the captcha will be changes, so that you cannot provide it directly. So that I'm writing about some scanner logic here. So this is the scanner implementation. This is also I have already given in previous example. You can just go and check about it. Okay, here I'm taking scanner class, and, and I'm using about enter captcha. So I'm writing next line method here, so that the captcha will be read and that will be provided to the captcha text field. And then here I'm writing forcibly 7 seconds and forcibly 7 seconds, so that your script will wait for 7 seconds forcefully. In that period we have to provide all these things, captcha entrings and everything. And we can also write explicit wait also here. Now you see that I have written explicit wait implementation. So that is also, I have explained different wait commands in Selenium. Implicit wait advantage, explicit wait advantage. When you are writing explicit wait, what things you have to remember? Two classes required here. WebDriver wait class is required, and expected conditions class is required. It is also very important. Okay, they will ask you to write the logic for WebDriver wait or explicit wait logic and everything. So you have to practice all these things. Understand? Yes. So like that I'm going to provide and everything. And finally, after providing the captcha and everything, I need to click on the submit button, right? So this submit button I have implemented using this logic manner. Okay, I'm taking about explicit wait implementation, and there itself I'm writing about all the logic. Str dot click. So finally, I'm going to close the pop-up window. And again, I come back to the default window, that is nothing but parent window. But I'm writing driver.switch to dot window, main window name. So this is the logic, guys. So for that, what you need to do, you have to save this program, you have to run this. You see how it is going to be performed. It is going to launch one browser, and accordingly, it will execute how you have implemented. Chrome driver was started successfully. Now it will maximize. See, it clicks on login button, continue to login button. It is going to click on forgot username. You see, it is providing. Now it is asking to enter. It has entered only 4 characters only. That I will tell you that. Now it is the time to provide your captcha. What is the captcha here? E416F. Kada? Now you have to go to your console. You need to manually provide it. E416F. I hope so, right? Just hit enter button. When I hit enter button, automatically this captcha will be reflected there. Okay, that's it. After 7 seconds of time period, it is going to click on submit button, and then accordingly it will perform your activity. Clear? But here the mobile number, it has taken only 4 characters only. But what about remaining 6 digits? What about 6 digits? There is no logic issue. There is no logical issue. That is an issue with an application. Issue with the application. You try at your level. Okay. I hope this is an issue. You try at your environment also whether it is able to accepting remaining characters or not. Yes. Now it needs to close the pop-up also, but why it is not closed the pop-up will tell you that. You see here we get some unhandled alert exception, and that exception is unexpected alert open. Sorry, mobile number cannot be less than 10 digits. Correct. Let me provide manually execute the SIF number. Will tell you that. You see, I'm providing first 4 characters only, and I'm providing the captcha also. Manually, I'm executing. You see, click on submit. What you are getting, guys, here? You are getting some alert. Sorry, mobile number cannot be less than 10 digits. But here you are getting some exception. Am I declared any exception handling related code in the logic? I never declared that. So for that, what you need to do? You need to write some exception handling related declarations also using try catch mechanism. Okay, if there is any alert you are getting, then we have to handle that. So I did not implement, so that is the reason it is showing unhandled or unexpected alert to open, so that it is returning unhandled alert exception. When there is any exceptions are coming, we can handle it using try catch mechanism implementation. Got it? So once it is done, again the browser is going to be closed. Okay, so this is the implementation part you have to remember, guys. I hope this is clear for everyone. Accordingly, you have to implement the logical part and everything. If I am writing driver.quit, what will be happen? It will close all the windows. Parent window, child window, all windows will be closed. If I am writing only driver.close, this will be provided. Hmm. So here this alert we are getting because of the reason it is taking only 4 characters only. If I am providing the rest of the characters also, you never get any alert. You see that I provided 10 digits, so it is not producing any alert. Once it is done, I have to close this pop-up window using driver.close method. Got it? So this is the program, guys, and you have to implement this logic for any kind of pop-up windows in any web page. Okay, na? As per the flow, you need to modify the code wherever you want. But I have given the total logic how to handle it this scenario here. This is very important point. You have a focus on it. So this is one concept, and I'm going to give you one more example also how the collections are going to be useful. That also I'm going to tell you that. And this question is also very important. Most of the times you will be get this question in the interviews part. You are automating web applications, correct? Let me check. Let me open the program. See, you are working on web applications. You are going to automate them using Selenium automation part. Tell me, tell me, if you want to perform any activity in this web pages, the developer has implemented the relevant logic inside of it, the navigations they have to implement properly. Correct or not? When I'm clicking on home button or home page, it is redirecting to the home page. Correct or not? When I'm clicking on this login button, see the URL is changing or not. That means it is navigating to the particular page. Suppose if I'm clicking on about online SBI link, it is going to redirect you to some more page. These are called as the links actually. These are called as a links. When I'm clicking on that particular option, it is redirecting to some particular or some other URL. These are called as a links. Suppose if developer is removed this particular about online SBI code, this option the developer has removed it, imagine. But you don't know that the developer has removed that particular link. In the previous build or in the previous releases, we have this option. Accordingly, you prepare the automation script and everything. You are using the same script. You are using the same script for the new builds also. In the new build, the developer has removed this about online SBI link. But in the old releases, we have this option. So you already written the code for it. Now the thing it is, in the recent build, the developer has removed it. This is one cause, and second cause is all these web applications are deployed in the web servers. Correct? There is some hosting servers are there. In the hosting servers, all this data will be loaded. From there, we are able to access it. Suppose that hosting server having some technical issues. Because of the technical issues, maybe your web pages are not loaded properly, so that the navigations are not properly linking. In that case also, we will get some error. So what is this concept? This is called as a, how do you handle the broken links in the Selenium, or how do you handle the broken links in the web pages using Selenium part? Definitely, Andy. Definitely. If I take this SBI application, this is internet banking platform for SBI. I don't know how many links the developer has implemented, but there is no guarantee all the links may work or may not work. That depends upon the development, how they are doing the testing and everything. Let's assume there are some links are may not be working. There are some links may be working fine. Now I have to automate, I have to implement one logic, find out how many total links are there in this particular web page, and to tell me which links are broken, which links are valid links. So this is the code which I have to be implement. It's very easy implementation, but only that the relevant logic we need to write for that. Understand? This is very important logic. You will be asked in the interviews also. How do you handle the broken links in web pages? Clear concept and everything. This is. But technically, I'm speaking. When there is any broken link, what is the error you will get in the web pages? Suppose I clicked on about online SBI. Maybe currently this is working, but suppose if this is link is not available, maybe this link is removed from the developer, or maybe this link is having some issues in the server, or maybe this link is moved to some other link, then it will produce one error that is called as a 404 error Sunday. Okay, every in the web technologies we have some web page codes also, and using those code information we can estimate, we can understand what kind of error it is, what kind of error. You may be also face this issue, 4 not found, error found above 400. There is some codes also there. Accordingly we will write the code and everything. So that I'm going to tell you that how to check whether is there any broken links in this page or not. Accordingly we have to check it. For that, a simple logic I'm going to tell you. You see, that is also implemented with the same collection implementation. We'll show you that. You see, broken link test case. Simple test-ng test case I have taken here. Let's maximize. There is a test method is there. So directly I'm writing about Chrome driver launcher, and you take any application. Okay, either you can take Google or any Orange HRMS or any application, you can take it, and you have to write the logic. So this part already you know that, correct? Yes. Now how I have implemented, you see that driver dot find elements. Have you observed here? Driver dot find elements. When you use control space, you will get both methods, find element method, find elements method, both will you will be get. When you are using find elements, definitely it will be asking about the collection implementation. Yes or not? Let's see how it is going to be. Show you that. We'll show you the driver dot find element. You see, when I'm using single element indication, find element, web element, driver. If it is a find elements method, definitely the return must be list web element. So that's the reason I have implemented list web element implementation here. And this is the reference variable links equals to driver dot find element by dot tag name of a. So here my intention is to identify the broken links. So always the links will be started with the tag name a. Almost in every web pages, the links will be declared with the tag name called as a anchor tag. So that is represented with the a. So that's why here I have written one method, driver dot find elements by dot tag name of a. With this, what will be happen in this google.com page, in the google.com home page, it will look for is there any tags which are started with a, that is nothing but anchor tag. They will be collected and assigned in this particular reference variable links. Okay, I am using list interface here, so that definitely the duplicated content will be accepted. Understand? We'll show you that everything. Now I'm writing one method like links dot size method. Here I'm writing links dot size method. Link is your reference variable. All your links will be available in this particular reference. And here I'm writing one method like size method. With this, what will be happen? The total number of links will be counted, and that will be written in the console because I'm writing output statement here. Okay, imagine there are 10 links or 20 links are there, totally started with anchor tag. Now I need to check each and every link whether it is a valid link or broken link. For that, what I have to do, I have to traverse all the links. So here I'm writing one for loop here, I equals to 0 and I less than links dot size. Links dot size. Okay, suppose if you assign this method to any particular variable, that variable name you have to write here. Accordingly, as per the coding standards, you have to implement here. So that with this method, the total size of your links will be identified and that value will be replicated here. Accordingly, that logic will be executed. Now you say that first logic, how it is going to be taken. Web element equals to links dot get of I. Get of I means the first link, 0th link will be identified and it will look for the particular URL, and that URL is also going to be initialized. That I'm going to tell you virtually it is going to be verified whether it is a valid URL or invalid URL. For that, this is the logic. And see, whatever I'm highlighting here, this is the piece of logic to check whether it is a broken link or it is a valid link. So here you are going to working on links, URL linking, so that you need about one URL class here, and here I need to initialize that URL class. Okay, and here I'm writing about URL method here because H reference we need to check about. H reference is nothing but hypertext referencing. When you click on any link, it is redirecting to some page. Let's open one application, we'll show you that. Let's right click here. You are taking Google, right? So take that application also. SBI also you can take because right click or disable. You have to follow another way. Developer options. Now you see that there is a about is there in the Google page. Now let's right click about and inspect. You see that it is started with anchor tag. Is there any H reference? Is there? Yes. When I click on this about link, it should be redirected to this particular URL which is defined by the developer. Got it or not? Now I need to check this whether it is a valid link or broken link. If it is properly redirecting to this link, then it's a valid one. If it is showing any error, sorry, this link is not available, this page is not available, then it is called as a broken link. That I'm going to verify and validate it using this procedure. For that, this is the declaration I have to implement. You see that with this particular logic, what will be happen? It will collect the H reference information, URLs will be initialized here. Now I'm taking one new class here, HTTP URL connection. HTTP URL connection. HTTP is nothing but protocol. Every link must be having a valid protocol, and that I'm going to verify using this particular declaration. Okay, so what will be happen with this particular declaration, that links will be validated internally. Internally they are going to be validated. That will be open internally and it will look for whether it is a valid link or not. So how can I know that if it is a valid or invalid? For that, one simple logic is there. In every web pages, in every web links, we have some response codes are there. Generally for the any link related issues and anything, more than 400 a day, more than 400 response code you are getting. 400, 401, 402, 404. Above 400 any issues you are getting, they will be considered as a broken link or broken issues. For that, I'm writing here one response code here, connect dot get response code. Okay, if it is a valid link, one response code will be produced. If it is a invalid link, some more response code will be generated. That response code is going to be validated using this particular condition. If the response code is greater than or equal to 400, then it will be print that link as a broken link. If it is a not a broken link, then it is printed as a valid link. Okay, that links also will be collected and that link will be shown as it's a valid link. Like that, it is going to verify in all the links which are available in your web page, whatever we are providing. Don't assume, guys. It will look for in all sub pages also. Whatever the URL you are providing, in that URL only, it is going to verify is there any links or not. Understood or not? So you have to check about it. Hmm? Let's run this program. You have to check it manually. I'm going to show you that. Okay. Let's save this program. Now control F11. It will open a Google page, and it won't perform any activities, guys. Just it will count the total number of links in this particular home page, and it will virtually traverse in all the links and check for whether it is a valid or invalid. Is there any response codes are getting more than 400? If it is a 400, then it will print as a broken link. Accordingly, it will check. Let me go to your result. You see that there is one test case you executed. There is no failures. Just maximize your console area. You see that. Totally, how many links in this page, guys? 25 links are there. 25 links which are started with the anchor tag and is having H reference attribute information. You see, each and every link it is showing here. First, it is checked with mail.google.com. It's a Gmail link. It is verified. Is it valid link or invalid link? Is a valid link. Every link it will collected, and also beside that it is showing some a message like is valid link, because I have written the code like that. Okay, so you see all the links it is captured, and it is showing that is a valid link and everything. There is no broken links in this page. That's why it is not showing, guys. If any broken links are there, definitely it will display it's a broken link or something. Got it or not? Accordingly, you can write the logic. Suppose if there is any broken links are found, count how many broken links are there, and also collect that broken link also. This is completely how you are writing the code and everything. As per your comfort and need, you have to write the logic changes. Got it? So this is the way to implement about broken link, right? So you have to check this code also, because this is also very important piece of implementation while you are automating the web pages and everything. Only the part it is this one, and this is the logical part. You apply whatever the changes you want to modify into the code, then see the result how it is performing. Take one more application. We have taken Google. Take some other application and check for that is there any links are valid or broken or anything. Definitely if there is any broken, it will display them. Hmm. Still you can refine the code. Still you can refine the code how you want. You can modify. This is a basic code, a basic logic code. Use this logic code for further process how you require. Understand? So here also collection implementation I have taken. Why I have taken collection implementation here? Because my requirement is I need to identify total number of links, total number of links and which are started with anchor tag. How many anchor tags are available in my page? So I'm going to identify multiple elements. If there is a multiple elements, find elements method is mandatory. When you are writing find elements method, collection interface is also mandatory. Got it? So without having this, we can't implement this. So this is very important part. So you have to check about this. So that's it for today's, guys.